Hello everybody, my name is Molly Hollibaugh. I am a certified Zentangle teacher, and today I'm going to show you guys a tangle called Indy-Rella. I'm going to be working on a apprentice tile. Zentangle Apprentice tiles are made for kids or for adults or for whoever wants to use them. They're made on a Bristol paper, and they are about 4.5 inches square. You could also do this on a regular Zentangle tile or wherever you want. So I've already started this tile here. I've added a couple tangles already. I got some jonquil and some munchin here and a little bit of a variation on crescent moon. And I want to fill the rest of my tile with Indy-Rella. So I am working with my Zentangle Apprentice tool set here. It comes with some pretty groovy pens. We got a Pigma pen 10. This is a bullet tip pen. This has great archival pigment ink in it. And we also have a Pigma pen 05, which also has that same Pigma ink in it. These are great for kids. They do have a plastic tip. I actually enjoy using these too, so they're kind of a nice all ages pen. You're also going to need a graphite pencil and a tortillon if you choose, or your finger can work as well too. So I'm going to start to fill this section here. I have 2 sections left, but I think I'm going to combine them and fill the whole thing with Indy-Rella, because once I start with Indy-Rella, I can't stop. I just love it that much. And I'm going to start in this corner right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down a dot. This is my starting point. And what's fun about Indy-Rella is that no 2 lines that we draw will ever touch. And I always think that's kind of neat because it creates such interesting imagery without ever having to have 2 lines touch. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shape that's sort of like a parentheses. It's kind of hugging that dot that I drew. And then I'm going to draw another shape just like that parentheses shape that kind of echoes that first one we drew, but it's a little bit larger. And I'm kind of created a spacing here. See this spacing I've created? So I'm going to work with that as I continue on. So I'm going to create another parentheses shape using that same spacing. And I'm slowly, they're getting bigger. But at some point I'm going to start to make them smaller again. Until I get back down to that dot. So this is kind of your basic Indy-Rella there. Beautiful. Love that shape. Now I'm going to turn my tile a little bit and I'm going to put another one in. I'm going to start again with my dot. And this time I'm going to kind of sort of use the first one to start off my shape. So I'm going to draw my parentheses shape, another one, and I'm kind of using that first Indy-Rella to kind of dictate where I'm going to go. And now I'm going to kind of go off on my own a little bit, still using that simple parentheses shape, slowly going from large to small till I get back down to my dot. And at this point it's just step and repeat, continuing on. It's a simple curve, one after the next, using the last one to guide you to the next, starting with a dot. Perhaps they are getting bigger and smaller, playing with the space. I like to watch them curve. Indy-Rella is a great mono-tangle. It's a great little tangle you can add in spaces where you just want a little something. Sometimes I like to play with the dots at the end, adding few extra. So those are my Indy-Rellas I'm gonna play with here on this tile. Now comes the fun part. I'm gonna add a little bit of shading, and this really makes all those shapes kind of pop. So I'm gonna take my graphite pencil, and what's fun about shading in Zentangle is you don't really have to worry about a light source or trying to make it look like it's supported by some sort of specific actual thing, because none of this really exists. So you can really do whatever you want when it comes to shading. I'm going to show you one approach I like, and perhaps you'll try that one, or maybe you'll try your own way. I'm going to go along and kind of take note of these Indy-Rella shapes I've made, and I'm just going to very gently use the side of my graphite to sort of complete that shape with the pencil. So I'm just putting a little graphite on one side. And then with my tortillon, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to kind of blend that graphite so it kind of starts to wrap itself around the shape. So it makes this really kind of fun thing going on. I'm going to go around to all these Indy-Rella shapes and do the same thing. Just putting a little graphite on just one side at a time. And then again, just going back and nice kind of little circles. That's what I've found works really well. And that's Indy-Rella. Don't forget to put your initials on the front and your names on the back. Thanks, everyone.